Hello. There's one of my rear light units. That's that new lens that I bought. And I didn't show this properly, but there is where I glued like an O-ring. I got an O-ring and opened it up and glued it in place. Now it is just very slightly too thick. Hang on. That's how it looks. So what I'm going to do is take this razor blade and just skim it down like that. There's a metal piece there, and I'll skim it down level with the metal piece if I can. I'll try and do it so you can see. Now there's a join here, so I hope it cuts okay across the join. But, you know, for a homemade gasket, for something so slender, that's not too bad. I think that'll do. And it fits down a little bit tighter than it was. Fits down a little bit tighter. So yeah, that's alright. I think that's pretty good, to be honest. I might just fit some nylock nuts on, you know, when I'm finished. Get my screws aligned. Okay, so there we are. Simple little job, which wasn't so simple because I kind of went a little bit wrong, but I'm sure it'll do. Just a little quickie there, just something that I thought of that I wanted to try. I think it pays to just use a fresh blade as well because it needs to be very sharp. I'll bring you back when there's more to show. Cheers then, bye. Having just trimmed the lens gaskets, I decided to fit the light units. I was a little bit worried about reaching down there. It is rather hard to get to. I could just get to it with my fingertips, but I was able to then kind of go down with that and just get that onto it and just nip it up. I used some of those washers that you use with roofing screws, you know, with this like a foam rubber part on them. I don't know why, I just did. And I used them little captive nuts that I fitted quite a while ago. Okay, so they're on. Quite pleased with that. New screws, custom made, reclaimed lens on this side, new old stock lens on that side, new screws, new reflectors, which look okay, and yeah, looking good. Okay, thanks very much for joining me in the garage. So take care, and I'll catch you on the next one. Hello, welcome to Mart's garage. Yesterday I put the lights on, and today I've taken them off. I just wanted to do a couple of little finishing touches. I've just taken that into the house and washed it in the sink, so it's as clean as I can get it. So it's not that bad a match to that one. I'm going to put nylock nuts on the screws. I've masked the things and put some white primer paint on that area there, just to help radiate the light a little bit more. I think I'm just going to go with white. I did read somewhere that white is good for that. I painted the inside of these the other day just to, you know, help prevent them from rusting. The gasket on this side is damaged there and there actually, but I have another gasket. This gasket might be better actually. I'm going to look at this gasket, see if that's a better gasket than that, or if not, I will just cut a piece out of this gasket and kind of let it in there and super glue it in. You know, a little bit undecided. So that's something else I want to look at. Yeah, so just a little bit of final details. I need to put a little bit of super glue on the gasket where I cut that by mistake. Just tiny little details. So as always, I'll bring you back when there's more to show. The other thing that I thought I might do today is just give that a dust off and fit the bumper. The bumper's leaning up against the wall there. I can fit that bumper. You know, I might as well do it now while it's up in the air. So a couple of little things I want to do, and I want to put the wheels on. Well, that's it. I want to put the wheels on. I want to put this wheel back on that I took off from here. So just a couple of little things. Again, it's the small stuff, isn't it? It's the small stuff that takes the time. Okay, I'll bring it back when there's more to show. Hopefully something a bit more exciting. Hello, I don't know if you can make out what I've done, but this gasket had a piece missing here, between there and there. So what I've done, I've just cut a chunk out of this gasket, which had a decent bead in that area, actually from the other side, and I've just laid it into there, cut out a piece appropriate there and put it in, and just sort of secured it with a piece of tape. So that bead there, from there to there, is from a different gasket. There's still a little hint of blue paint on it, so I'm hoping that'll sit in there. You can buy new ones of these actually, but I didn't want to kind of, you know, I think start putting new stuff on this car, it'll just look out of place. It's better to just use serviceable old parts. Haven't put any super glue on it or anything, but I'm going to just get the gasket in, sort of in place, and get the light attached to the car, get the unit attached to the car. I've put the screws in, and I've put nylock nuts on there. Okay, let me see if I can get this into place. That's alright, I think. You know, just making the best of a bad job really. I've got that white paint in there. so hopefully that will help with the brightness of the lights. This being the Anglia was the lower sort of market level, and the Prefect had an orange indicator here and a red indicator here. It was the more upmarket version. That's the minimum standard for 1955. Okay, right. I will get the other one assembled up and get that back on. In other words, I've done nothing. This is how it looked yesterday, except that bit in there is painted. And I've changed some nuts and I've repaired the gasket. You can see a hint of blue paint on the piece I've let in, but you know, it looks okay, doesn't it? You'd have to be a bit eagle-eyed to notice. Okay, I'll bring you back when there's more to show. Hello, on my workbench you can see my bumper. What occurred to me was that it would probably be a good idea to take this piece off, because this is the remnants of the number plate light. I soaked it with oil and I ran a dye down the ends of the bolts, you know, the best I could. I just used some of this on it, bit of stuff from Lidl's. I got a brand new screwdriver, which is actually JIS Phillips, and I heated it up with my little blow lamp, and luckily both the screws came loose. Okay, leave it with me. I want to get this off so I can keep the screws. Okay, I just thought I'd show you that I was able to get that off. And I want to just file that hole out as well. Then I'll stick a little bit of paint on these brackets. I had to grind them. I had to grind them before because they were they got like lots of bits of MIG weld spatter all over them from somebody had just tacked the bumper onto the remnants of the rear frame rails. Okay, anyway, so I'm just doing a little bit of clean up on the bumper. I know it's completely beyond repair, but I mean, you're not going to get those nuts off there, are you? They're not coming off. You know, and these bolts, the bolts are captive, so they're just going to turn, aren't they, in the bumper? They're not going to come undone. These are not going to come undone, because all these retain the stainless trim on the other side. I don't know if you can see it, that stainless trim here. I did, but I did manage to get the piece off that I wanted. So a little bit of filing. I'll probably just put a bit of wax oil on it actually. Then I'll get this bolted on. Okay, back in a bit. Hello. Right, I'll put the bumper on. I found some bolts that will do. They're actually metric, but they are sort of like got a grey plating on them that's like a heavy anti-corrosion plating, so I've used those. They've got big heavy duty washers built in, so I've used those. I put flange nuts on the back, put my wheel back on, you know, just little bits. So I'll look for something else that I can put on, or maybe I could look at putting the rear lights bulb holders in. I'll tidy the boot out and look at maybe connecting the wiring to the rear lights, and maybe have a look at some of the trim on the inside, things like that. Okay, I'm not sure what I'm going to do next, but when I do, what normally happens is that I see something, I think, oh, maybe I can put that on. So I'll bring you back when there's more to show. Cheers then. But front bumpers on, rear lights are fitted. The bulb holders were freed up, so they can, hopefully I can refit those, and then I can do a round of checking what bulbs and lights work, I suppose. Let me have a look, see what's ready to go back in, and if I can find something that'll go back in, I'll put it in. Okay, back in a bit then. Hello. I have started to try and reinstate the light units. I've left the shrouds off in case I need to sort of probe wires and stuff. I had to fit that earth thing there, this ground piece here, and I've reconnected the wires there. That's the front to rear harness. This is the rear harness, so I've connected this. I don't know what that purple wire does. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. So I've reconnected this as best I can sort of work out the colour coding. I've reconnected that there as best as I can work out the colour coding. And this one here, again, do my best to work it out. The only thing I'm not sure about on this side is the earth or ground. There's a single earth point there, but these earth wires are joined together here, so I don't know if I need to make a little loop that'll go from here into there, but I don't remember taking one off, and I can't understand why there isn't one still attached to the wires. Okay, I'll show you something that I made. Here's a pair of cheap locking grips. What I did, I took an angle grinder and cut the jaws like that, and then shaped them a little bit there. I didn't really do that one very well, and I've been using these for clipping the connectors. You know, you put the wire in, then you put this around and squeeze it to make sure that they're in, and they work really well. It took me all of 5 minutes to make, and they work really well. I think I'll take a needle file and kind of trim them up a bit, but they work really well. I'm ever so surprised. So yeah, from a cheap set from the supermarket. So they've proved very useful, just squeezing the things in. This one's for the number plate light. So I'm going to need to drill a hole through the floor and a hole through the valance to get the light out to there for the number plate when the time comes. You'll notice obviously that I'm doing this and I haven't even tidied up all this other rubbish from previous jobs, but I'm afraid I get overwhelmed by the challenge of the new, whatever's new, and I forget to finish all the old stuff. Okay, righto. I'm going to call it good at that because I can feel a cup of tea and a piece of cake beckoning. Okay, take it easy then, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers then, bye. Hello, welcome to Mart's Garage. I've come out to the garage today to kind of continue just with the little tinkery little jobs that I need to do, and I thought I didn't want to launch into anything too big, so I thought, well, why not try and just see about getting the lights working, because I've done a lot of work on the lights. I don't know what works and what doesn't work. Some of the lights worked when I bought the car. I haven't even actually connected up the lights. You can see all the connectors there and all the connectors down here. Sorry for swinging the camera about. I need to put earth points in as well. I've put a battery in and I've got it connected up, but I haven't tightened the you know, nuts or anything in case I need to quickly disconnect it. I've disconnected the coil from the distributor so the coil won't overheat with the ignition left on. That's always worth thinking about when you're doing electrical work. The ignition is off, and I've put the light switch to the first position, and I have illumination. I imagine, yeah, I guess there's two bulbs. There's like probably a bulb there and a bulb there, and I can see it shining into the speedo. I can see it shining there. Yeah, I can see it shining into the fuel gauge as well. If it was dark, you'd see those. So the dash lights work. This tail light is working, and I notice with interest if I undo this, it stops working. Okay. Now that clip has just broken, which is not good news. Okay, so that could cause a problem. So this side, that has to be connected there, and I need to look at replacing this piece here. On this side, the light is on, but it isn't very dependable. Like, it's easy for it to lose its earth. But on this side, weirdly, the two earth leads for the two lights are just connected together, so they're kind of relying on earthing out through the housing. But what I noticed was, if I hang on just a sec, I've put my screwdriver in the connector there, look, and I'm earthing it to the tank, and as I do that, it comes brighter. So these two wires need to be earthed. Let's go and have a look up the front. Okay, that's the headlight harness, and that's got a earth thing there. That's actually half of it is missing. This is the side light harness, and that's got an earth, but again, that's a bullet. That could be replaced with a ring terminal, because there's an earth point there. Look, see there. So where am I? Here are my wires coming from the loom. I mean, that's a triple, 3 separates. Yeah, okay. I'm going to stop filming till I work out what I'm dealing with here, because it ain't no good watching me fiddling around, is it? Okay, I'll be back in a bit. I've come to this side of the car, the driver's side. This wire here is the feed for the side lights. So I've just had a look at this. This is the side lights and indicator thing here. If I shove that one in, obviously all these jobs are easier if you're using 2 hands. So I'll put that one in there, that red one, and that's quite bright. I think that's the indicator. That's quite bright. Okay. So if I take that one out, so I'll put that one in, which is the black with the yellow trace, same as the feed actually. So that's black with the yellow trace. And that's on. That's the side light, isn't it? That's okay. And that's working without the earth connecting, without the earth connected. So it's earthing through the housing. So that's good. So that's one side light working. Oh, and we know that the contacts for the indicator work as well, because it came up bright, didn't it? Okay, so that's good. So let's see what happens on this side. So on this side then, that's the feed for the side lights. These are different colours this side. Oh, side lights on. Okay. Let me go and grab a bullet. What was that on then? That was on the black one, was it? Black with a yellow. Let's see if that's right. Hang on. Yep. Yep. Side lights are on then. Both sides. And that's without the earths connected, so that's pretty good, to be honest. It's earthing through the housing and through the, you know, the fixings there. Obviously that's not very reliable, so I need to back it up with a proper earth, or ground if you prefer the American expression. And let's do the same on this side. Let's see if we can just use this to test the indicator bulb. Yeah, I saw that come right down there then. Yeah. So there's the indicator bulb. That's nice and bright, isn't it? So that's good then. So we know that both of the bulbs work, and both of the holders work, and the wires work. So that's, I'm just kind of troubleshooting at the moment. So that's the first little thing to check, isn't it? So I'm just going to make sure I connect them up to the right thing now. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I will continue and I'll bring you back when I move to the next stage. Can you hear that noise? Very loud noise of the indicator. That one's working. This one's working. It wasn't working, but I had to rather... Oh, you can't see, can you? Hang on. Do you remember I said that I broke this thing? It doesn't work if that's not connected. So I need to repair this, because that's working now. You can see it actually, can't you? Shining through that hole. Not now. Yes, now. Okay, so that needs repairing. Let's try the left hand was working, so let's just try again. So that's working. You just have to go through things slowly and methodically, one by one. That one's working. Doesn't look very bright though, but I wonder if... Yeah, that's better. Yeah, see that? Look. That's brighter. Sometimes the camera's not very good at showing differences in brightness up because it self-compensates. But if I touch this on here, yeah, definitely comes brighter. That's good actually, because I was a bit worried about that being a bit dim. So I definitely need to make a good earth for these wires. Okay, that's another little job. Okay, so I've got to provide an earth there, and I've got to provide an earth there. Okay, I'll work on that. I'll be back in a bit. Hello, I've come out to the garage and it occurred to me that now I've got the brakes bled, I can test the brake lights. So let's see if they're both working. I've put the ignition on, I'm going to go and press the pedal. That should be rear lights. Rear lights, yes. That should be on. Okay, that's on now. So let me go and test the brake lights again. Okay, I'll have a quick look at the footage. Yesterday I made up an earth wire for here. Might have even been the day before actually, but it doesn't appear to be working. That's not very bright at all, is it, that one? Comes slightly brighter when I earth that. So why isn't it bright? Oh, maybe the battery's just flat. The battery could be flat because that one isn't very bright either, is it? Yeah. Well, I thought I'd put a battery charger on. These battery chargers are shit, aren't they? Oh, fucking hell. Right, hang on a minute. Yeah. Oh, that's more like it. Okay, let's put some oomph in it now. Yeah, that's brighter. That's brighter, isn't it? Yeah, that one's brighter as well, look. Okay, I think the batteries were just flat. That's why it didn't look very bright. So that earth does work. I thought the earth that I'd made wasn't working. It was working, it's just not very bright. It's rather awkward. Okay, those are both plugged in and they're both on. You can see there's a little window there where the light shines out and it kind of illuminates the boot, but I think it's because that's like a universal bulb holder, and in other applications that might be used to illuminate the number plate. So that earth works anyway. I've bought some new earthing points actually, so I'll do them again. That's another when those come in. Okay, so there's my rear lights. So let's try the brake lights now. With the battery charging so that it's a bit brighter. Hang on. Okay, I'm going to check the footage then. Be back in a bit. Hello, welcome to Mart's Garage. I've been messing about with the wiring, but to be honest, I've got to wait for a few components to come in. I've ordered some bulbs, some earthing clips, and other things like that. It's not a very nice day today. It's rainy and horrible, cold. So, because I've got the battery hooked up, messing about with the electrics, I thought, well, let's see if the engine will crank over. So I just press the button and it does turn over. I don't think the battery's got a lot of charge in it, but I thought, well, why not try and start it up just to sort of see if it'll run. I've just put some fuel in the tank. So I put fuel in there and it went absolutely everywhere. Splashed all over the place. So I made a right mess with that. I haven't really prepared for this great big startup or anything, but it does turn over and it did run before. So I think I might just give it a go. I'll pour some fuel down the carb and then let's see if the fuel pump will draw some fuel from the tank. So let's set the tripod up then and let's see what happens. Okay, put the ignition on. I haven't checked for spark, but it did run before. Wow, how about that then? Might be a bit too high now. Best not be right over the carb, eh? Let's try a little bit less choke. I thought it was running on the fuel in the tank because it ran for so long then. Then it just suddenly stopped. Okay, let's keeping my face from over there. Bad, is it? I haven't touched the carburetor or anything. I have got coolant in it. So I can warm it up. The water pump isn't leaking. This is the choke. It's got like a window under there somewhere. Well, the fuel pump must be working, mustn't it? Some funny little noises, but I'll just let it all, you know, run. Some funny little noises coming and going. I mean, but think about it, that fan belt's ancient, isn't it? The dynamo isn't charging. You can't really complain at that, can you? For, you know, something that hasn't run in years. That's idled right down. Amazing, really. Can't even hear that noise now. I don't know what this is supposed to do. Well, I know what it is. Yeah, it's some sort of exhaust thing, isn't it? But hopefully it'll go off, or it's stuck off. Wow. So is that smoke or steam or what? You know, it is a cold, humid day. I'm going to push the clutch down with my foot. Let's try a gear. Oh. Okay, we're seeing that the clutch isn't. Okay. Sounds like the clutch is stuck. Alright, let's try something. Hang on. Turn the ignition off. Let's put it in second. Put the ignition on. This is the starter here, look, with an S on it, can you see it? I didn't think the speedo would work because the cable looks like it's all rusted up down below. Oh, sounds like it's just going to run out. Fuel, I only put a little bit in. Oh, they're both going round, look. Making the other one go faster now. Pushing the brakes. Okay. Well, it sounds like it's running okay, doesn't it? Few little noises, but nothing that you'd say sounds bad. It's not charging. I can see something down there. I don't know if that's fuel or just I haven't cleaned very well or something, I'm not sure. Yeah, well, there it is. Bloody hell. Wow, it really does sound okay, doesn't it, that motor? amazed, to be honest. Bear in mind it's in gear. How's that then? Oh, I can hear a knock now. One of those, isn't it? It is what it is. You can't worry about it. I've got no oil pressure gauge, but I do have a warning light. Should we try it in top gear? There's a little bit of run out on the wheel, but it's not too bad, because these are banded. It's not smoking now, is it? Look. This one's going fast now, look. Again, a little bit of run out. I've seen worse though. Okay, good. Amazing. Well, there you go. It's running. I don't know what to do about the clutch though. Don't really want to have to pull the motor. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I wonder if the handbrake works. Yeah. Turn ignition off. Okay. Yeah. I'll have to have a think about the okay, so I'm just walking about having a think. I'll have to have a think about the clutch. I mean, hoping that it might free off after a few heat soaks is probably not realistic, is it? Let me have a think about that. I might put the driver's seat in. Although I ought to put the carpets in as well, I think. Yeah, I need to have a think about that as well. Okay, righto. Well, that's perked up an otherwise grim day. Look at it, it's horrible. Okay. Right, okay, well, thanks for joining me then. Will it run? Will it run? Yes, it will. And it sounds okay. And look, it's not leaking. I can't see any leaks. So yeah, good. Haven't got any antifreeze in, and the weather is going colder, so I need to... So I need to drain some water out and you know, put some antifreeze in. I'm really impressed, and I am amazed at how easily it started, considering I only thought about trying to make it run 10 minutes earlier. Hadn't done any prep or anything. That's also a new coil as well, by the way. I bought that coil, so that was an unknown, and it appears to work. Going back to, oh okay, look at that. Look, there's an interior light there, look. That's interesting, isn't it? Is it working off the lights? No, I think it must be turned on. Must be switched on. Hang on. There's a switch there. Yeah, look. Wow. Oh, oh. Oh, it's just... It's a bit... iffy. Handy though. I've got the cover for it somewhere. Okie dokie. Look at this rubber, it's just completely had it. Right. Okay, well, that was a interesting little mess around, wasn't it? I hadn't planned that or anything, I just kind of did it out of the blue because I was just a little bit stuck what I can do really, and the weather's not very nice and I feel cold, so I thought, well, yeah, let's see if it'll run, because I've never run it with any coolant in either before. So the water pump appears to be okay, fuel pump appears to be okay. It's okay, isn't it? It's good. So there you are. First start. Not a first start, but a first start after, you know, doing all the work. It seems to run okay. So hopefully, you know, there's no reason why not a first drive in the near future. I haven't got it insured yet, but you know, I can sort that out. Okay. Thanks very much for watching then. Take care and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers then. Bye.